All right, part 2 of making the kangaroo pocket. So we finished with a half double into that first stitch here on the corner. We're going to go ahead and chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and that's going to count as our first double crochet. We're going to go ahead and do 2 more double crochet into that chain space right there. All right, and then we're going to do 3 double crochet in between each of these clusters of 3 double crochet that we already have. So 3 double crochet into that space in between those granny stitches. And we're going to do that all the way down. And I want you to continue making 3 double crochet in between each of these stitches, clusters of stitches, until you get to this last one here. So stop before you get to the chain space, and I'll meet you down there. Okay, and then when you get to this corner chain space, we want to start to create an angle here. So we're going to just do 1 double crochet into that corner chain space. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to turn. And we are not going to work into that chain space that's just below our chain 3. We're going to work into the next one over. So 3 double crochet into that next space between the granny stitches. And we're going to continue like that all the way down, 3 double crochet in between. Those clusters from the previous round. I'm going to go ahead and pause, but I'm going to meet you back or down here at this last space, okay? Okay, so I just finished the 3 double crochet into that space here before we get to the end, and we're just going to finish by doing this row into doing 1 double crochet into the top of the chain 3 here. Okay, and we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to turn, and that's going to count as our first double crochet here. And we're going to do 2 more double crochet into that space right below that chain 3. 1, 2. Okay, and then 3 double crochet into those spaces between the clusters again. And I'm going to pause. And I will meet you back here at this last space between clusters, okay? Okay, so again, we're going to finish this row by doing a double crochet into this chain space here on the edge. Okay, and we're going to do 1 more row. So chain 3 here, turn. And then again, we're not going to work into this chain space that's right here below our chain 3. We're going to work into the next one. So 3 double crochet into the next space. And what we're creating is this angle here. Okay, so continue with 3 double crochet into each of these spaces between, all the way down to here, and I will meet you down here. I'm going to pause. Okay, and to finish this row, we are going to do a double crochet into the top of this chain 3 here. And we're going to go ahead and fasten off. Now I like to just do one chain when I fasten off, and then I'll pull that down tight. That's just to kind of keep that stitch from undoing itself. So then I'm just going to pull that down real tight. Okay. All right. So that is the first side of our kangaroo pocket. And now we're going to go on to the other side. And we're going to start in this chain space here. And I'm going to go ahead and start with a standing double crochet into this top corner chain space. Standing double crochet right there. And then working into the next space, we're going to do 3 double crochet. And we're going to work 3 double crochet into each of these spaces all the way down to the bottom corner. And I'm going to pause, and I'm going to meet you in the space before the corner. Okay, and we're going to do 3 double crochet into this corner chain space. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and we're going to turn. And into the next space, okay, I'm going to do 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, and we're going to continue doing 3 double crochet into each of these spaces all the way down to this edge. So I'm going to pause, and then I'm going to meet you here in this last space before we get to the space with the single double crochet in the corner. So right here. Okay, and now we are to this edge here. We're going to go ahead and just do a double crochet into that space. Okay, and chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and we're going to go ahead and turn. And we're not going to work into the space below the chain 3. We're going to skip that space. We're going to go into the next one and do 3 double crochet, and we're going to keep working 3 double crochet into all of these spaces all the way down to the end. So I will meet you down here. Okay, and down here at the bottom we're going to do 3 more double crochet into this space here. Okay, and we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and we're going to turn, and we're going to do 3 double crochet into the next space right here. And 3 double crochet into each of these spaces all the way to that edge. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pause and keep doing 3 double crochet into each of these spaces, and I'll meet you in this space here. Okay, and we're going to finish by making a double crochet into this space here. And I'm going to go ahead and fasten off. I'm just going to chain 1 and then fasten off. And then I'm going to pull that chain 1 down real tight. Okay. All right. So now we're on the back side of our work. We want to turn it to the front side. And now we're going to start building up the top here. Okay. So starting whichever hand is your dominant hand, start on that side. So I'm going to start on the right side, and I'm going to start with a standing double crochet in this chain space right here. So where we made our original round of granny stitch, we're going to start in this top corner chain space of that round, just with 1 double crochet. Okay, just like that. And we're going to do 3 double crochet into each of the spaces until we get to the corner chain space on the other side. I'm going to go ahead and pause. We'll all keep doing our 3 double crochet into each of these spaces, and I will meet you over here at this corner chain space right here. Okay, so now we have gotten to the corner chain space of the original round of granny stitch here. And we're going to go ahead and just do a double crochet into that chain space. So what we're going to end up having is we're going to continue creating this edge, angling this way on both sides. So go ahead and chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and we're going to turn, and then not working into the chain space just below our chain 3. We're going to skip that one and go 3 double crochet into the next space between these granny stitch clusters. Do that into each of these spaces until we get to the other edge. Okay, so that was the last space between clusters, because the next space is between a cluster and a single double crochet. So we're going to just double crochet into that space right there, just 1 double crochet, and then chain 3 and turn. And again, we're not going to work into the space just below the chain 3. We're going to skip this space, do 3 double crochet into the next. And we're going to continue doing that across. I'm going to pause and I'll meet you over here at the edge. Okay, so we are to that edge again where we have the 3 double crochet cluster, granny stitch cluster here, and a single double crochet, or maybe that's a chain 3, I don't know. And we're going to go ahead and just double crochet into that space. Okay. All right, so now we are going to we're going to border this whole thing here. Now that we have like the shape that we want, we're going to go ahead and smooth it all out, because it does look a little bit wonky right now. It's going to look good after this round. So go ahead and let's see, into this one we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and into the space just below that chain 3 we're going to go ahead and do 4 double crochet. So that's 1, 2, 3, 3, and 4. Okay, and into the next, let's see, 1, 2, to the next 2 spaces we're going to do 2 double crochet. So 1, 2, and then into the next space 2 double crochet, 1, 2, and now we are at this corner chain space of our original round of granny stitch. We're just going to do 1 double crochet into that space right there. Okay, and then 2 double crochet into the next space, and 2 double crochet into the next space here. Just trying to work over my tails from some of those previous rounds. 2 double crochet into the next space. And now we've come to a corner where we want to create a corner here. And so into this one, we're going to do 2 double crochet, chain 2, and 2 double crochet all into that same space. Okay, and now we're working along the side here of the pocket. We're going to go ahead and do 3 double crochet granny stitch clusters in between all of these spaces, all the way to the corner. Okay, now we've come to the bottom corner here, and we're going to go ahead and do 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet into this corner here, into this bottom corner. That was 3 double crochet and then chain 2, 3 double crochet. And now we're going to be working along the bottom edge. Okay. So into this next space here, we're going to do 3 double crochet, 2, 3, oops, try that again. I'll try that a third time. Okay, and into this next space here, we're going to do 3 double crochet. And that is in the corner chain space of the original round of the granny stitch that we did. Okay. All right, and then continuing on, 3 double crochet into all of these spaces in between the granny stitch clusters. And we're going to continue like that all the way to this edge. I'm going to go ahead and I'll meet you here at this corner chain space. Okay, so again, we're going to do 3 double crochet into this space right here. And keep going like that into all of these spaces here. And now we're coming up to a corner. So in this corner space, we're going to do 3 double crochet, chain 2, and 3 double crochet all into that corner space. And then we're going to keep working 3 double crochet all the way up this edge, and I will meet you in this last space before we get to the slanted edge. Okay. Okay, and so now we have come to this corner right here on the side of our angled edge here, and we're going to do 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet into that space there, just like on the other side. into the next space, we're going to do 2 double crochet. 1, 2. I also took a second to weave in all of my tails so that they wouldn't be in the way. 2 double crochet into that next space. And then 2 double crochet into that next space. 1, 2. And now, oh, let me do that again. All right, and now again, I've come to this corner. This is like the last corner of the original granny stitch round that we did, and I'm going to go ahead and put 1 double crochet into that space there. Okay, and then 2 double crochet into the next space. And 2 double crochet into the next space. And into this last side space, we're going to do 5 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and now we're going to do 3 double crochet into each of the spaces at the top. And I will meet you when we get to our last space here. Okay, so I did my last cluster of granny stitch in that last space, and you can either slip stitch into the top of that chain 3 to join, or you can fasten off and do an invisible join, which is what I'm going to do. All right, and we have 2 more rounds to go. I mean, already you could use this as a kangaroo pocket. We're just going to make it a little bit bigger, but I'll tell you in a second how big it is already. Okay, let me pause, hang on. Okay, I had to zoom out a little bit here. So I want to show you before we continue. I usually have a little tighter tension than almost everybody else. So mine is measuring at about 10.5 inches here. Yeah, just a little over 10.5 inches. So we're already almost at 11 inches across before doing these last 2 rounds. So stop anytime you want. And already it is about 8.5 inches tall. So that's already a good sized pocket. Let's grab a new color for the next round. I made this, I think I made this alien square maybe in the first tutorial video that I made for, at all, for my alien head granny square, and I've had it sitting around ever since. I have piles and piles and piles of grannies, like I'm not even exaggerating, it's ridiculous. Piles of them sitting around, so I wanted to just grab one that I had just sitting around and use that as an example for how to make this pocket, and I thought this one was really cute. But I do not have that color pink anymore, but this, I think this is a complementary color here. All right, so where to begin? If you're right-handed, start on the right side. If you're left-handed, start on the left side. But we're going to start at the top of these, at the pocket uppermost corner. So here where we made 5 double crochet, we're going to start in the 3rd one right here. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and start with a standing double crochet in that 3rd stitch of the 5 stitches that we made on this uppermost corner. We're going to do 3 double crochet into that stitch. And then we're going to go ahead and double crochet into the next 18 stitches not into the spaces, into the stitches now. So that's 1, 2, 3. I just got yarn going all over the place now. 4, right? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. Is that right? Maybe I meant 19. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 stitches. I'm sorry. Do one more. Okay, because we have a cluster of 5 double crochet here on the other side, and we're going to do a 3 double crochet into the third of those 5 stitches, just like on the other side. So 3 double crochet into that stitch there. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and double crochet in each stitch until we get to this chain space right here. Okay, so just double crochet in each stitch down the slope. I'll meet you when we get to that little chain space there. Okay, and then into this little chain space, we're going to do 3 double crochet. And now we're going to be working along the side here, and we're going to do, oops, 3, slamming into things behind me, 3 double crochet into each of these spaces in between these clusters. So 3 double crochet into this first one here. And this first one is in between where we have a cluster of 3 and we have a cluster of 2. And then 3 double crochet into each of these spaces all the way to the bottom edge, or I'm sorry, the bottom corner. So keep doing 3 double crochet into each of these spaces until we get to this corner, and I will meet you there. Okay, and so down here in this corner chain space, we're going to go ahead and do 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet all into the chain space. And then we're going to continue doing the 3 double crochet into all of these spaces in between these clusters, all the way along the bottom side of the pocket here. I'm going to go ahead and pause, and I will meet you at the next corner chain space. Okay, and then into this corner chain space, again, 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet all into the chain space. And again, we're going to continue doing 3 double crochet into all of these spaces along this edge. And I will meet you when we get to this little chain space right here. So I'll meet you after you've completed your last 3 double crochet into this space right here. All right, so in this chain space here on the corner, we're going to do 3 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, and then we're just going to do a double crochet into each of these stitches all the way back up to where we began, and so into the stitches, not into the spaces. And when you get to the end, you can either slip stitch into your first stitch to join or fasten off and do an invisible join. Okay, and I'm gonna do an invisible join. Okay, I'm gonna pause for a second, and then we need to get our next color for the last round. Okay, I had to zoom out a little bit more. We have one more round to go. Let's see where we're at. So now I'm almost to, yeah, I'm at about 11.5 inches wide and at about 9.5 inches tall. This would actually be a really cute little kid's halter top too, or an adult's. It wouldn't fit me, but it would fit some people. All right, so for our last round, and I mean, you could keep going, just doing the same kind of thing. For our last round, let's start in a corner bottom chain space. So I'm going to go ahead and start in the bottom right chain space here, because I'm right-handed. And into this chain space, I'm going to do 3 half double. 1, 2, and 3. And then I'm going to do a half double into each stitch until I get to the next corner. So we have kind of some soft corners here, and so that's what I mean, till I get to that corner. So just half double in each stitch, not into the spaces, into the stitches themselves. This angle's a little bit weird for me. This entire round is going to be half double. We're almost to that first corner. Okay, so here's where we rounded a corner here, and we have 3 double crochet into this rounded corner. So in the second of those 3 double crochet, go ahead and do another 3 half double, all into the same stitch. And then continue just doing 1 half double into each until you get to the next corner. And again, our next corner is going to be a rounded corner up here at the top. So continue half doubling into each stitch. Okay, so here we're coming to our upper corner, which is the rounded corner. And again, we have 3 double crochet into this stitch here. We're going to go ahead and do 3 half double into the second of those 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. And then we're just going to continue doing half doubles until we get to that next corner. You can see here it's starting to curl in, and I'm okay with that because I am going to hit it with the steam, and as soon as I hit it with the steam, it's going to lay flat. Also, this top edge, you're going to be sewing or slip stitching or whatever onto your garment, and so it doesn't matter if it's starting to curl in this way a little bit because you're going to anchor it down here. And the way I sewed mine on was across the top, leaving these parts open for my hands, and then sewing the sides and the bottom. You can choose to do that however you wanted to. You could also just like sew the bottom and sew this portion up here and leave this part open for your hands. Really, whatever works for you and for what you're going for. It's customizable. Anyway, but it does not matter that it's starting to curl in a little bit because as soon as I hit it with the steam, it's going to relax down. So again, I've come to another corner here, a rounded corner where I have 3 double crochet. And so in the second of those 3 double crochet, I'm going to do 3 half double and make another rounded corner there. So we're going to keep going like that. We're going to just half double all the way around. Every time we come to either a chain space corner or a rounded corner, we're going to do 3 half double into that stitch or space. So we basically turned this granny square into a pentagram, an irregular pentagram, or pentagon, I'm sorry, pentagon. I've got pentagrams on the brain. So it's, let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Oh, that's a hexagon. That's stupid. That's a hexagon. So we turned our granny square into a hexagon. So now we have 6 corners. Okay, so again, I'm coming to a soft corner here, a rounded corner, and I'm going to go ahead and do 3 half double into that second double crochet there. 1, 2, 3, and continue doing half doubles into each stitch. Until we get down to our corner chain space, and then we're going to do 3 half double in that corner chain space as well. I'm going to go ahead and pause. When you get down here, you're going to do 3 half double into this corner chain space, and you're just going to keep continuing working a half double into each stitch, and I will meet you back here where we began, and we'll be done. Okay, and I am almost to the end here. And I'm just going to go ahead and fasten off and do an invisible join. They're like the dullest scissors I think I have. All right, so that's how you make a kangaroo pocket. Or a halter top. I think it really would be cute as like a little kid's halter top. Voila. Thank you so much for watching. And please tag me if you make one of these kangaroo pockets. I really want to see it if you post it on social media. All right, thanks. Bye-bye.